This is the Economic Historian, where money, power, and geopolitics collide. Tonight's story is not just about missiles and military strikes. It's about oil, power, and a region that could drag the world into something much bigger. A large-scale military offensive has just begun in the Middle East. The United States has reportedly launched an operation known as Operation Epic Fury. And according to officials, this is not a limited strike. It may continue for days. The objective? To dismantle Iran's missile infrastructure entirely. Airstrikes have been reported across major Iranian cities, including Tehran, Isfahan, Qom, and Kermanshah. But the development that shocked the world, reports claim that Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, was killed after strikes hit his residential compound. Iranian state media later confirmed his death.
حضرت آیت الله العظمی سید علی حسینی خامنه‌ای در راه سربلندی حرم جمهوری اسلامی ایران شهد گوارای شهادت را نوشیدند.
The country has declared 40 days of national mourning. Several high-ranking military officials were also reportedly killed during emergency defense meetings. Former U.S. President Donald Trump stated that most of the decision-makers are gone. Inside Iran, the reaction appears divided. Some citizens reportedly celebrated, others took to the streets in grief. But Iran did not remain silent. In response, missiles were launched not only toward Israel, but also toward multiple Gulf nations hosting American bases, including the UAE, Qatar, Bahrain, and Kuwait. Explosions were reported in Dubai. Smoke was seen near the U.S. Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar, and Bahrain's U.S. Navy 5th Fleet Base was reportedly struck. Iran's Revolutionary Guard claimed responsibility, saying they targeted dozens of American military installations under what they called Operation True Promise 4. However, reports suggest some strikes also impacted civilian areas, including airports and commercial districts in parts of the Gulf. And this is where the global consequences begin. Over 10 million Indian nationals live and work across Gulf countries. Tens of thousands of Indian students are currently in Israel. India's embassy has issued advisories urging extreme caution. Airspace across much of the Gulf has been temporarily shut down, flights canceled. But the real risk? Oil. India imports more than half of its crude oil through the Strait of Hormuz. Every single day, millions of barrels move through that narrow waterway. If Iran blocks it, even temporarily, oil prices could spike dramatically. Fuel prices would rise, shipping costs would increase, inflation could accelerate. Emerging markets like India would feel immediate pressure. Some analysts are already calling this a nightmare scenario. Now consider the timing. Just days before the strikes, India's Prime Minister had visited Israel, meeting with Prime Minister Netanyahu and addressing the Knesset. Meanwhile, reports suggest the military operation had been in planning for weeks. Indian opposition leaders are now questioning whether the diplomatic optics were miscalculated. But beyond politics, there's something deeper here. Reports indicate that civilian locations inside Iran, including schools, may have been hit during the escalation. If verified, this would mark a devastating humanitarian turn. So how did this spiral begin? In late 2025, Iran faced severe economic turmoil. Its currency reportedly plunged. Food prices surged. Mass protests erupted across the country. The government responded with force. Tensions between Washington and Tehran escalated rapidly. There were brief signals that diplomacy might succeed. Regional mediators suggested a peace framework was within reach. But within days, airstrikes began. According to multiple reports, preparations for military action had been underway for months. The justification being presented now? Removing authoritarian leadership, bringing stability, promoting democracy. But history makes this question complicated. We've seen similar interventions before. Iraq in 2003, Libya after Gaddafi. Yes, dictators were removed, but instability followed. Power vacuums emerged. Extremist groups gained ground. Ordinary citizens often suffered the most. Iran is geographically larger and strategically more complex than Iraq. If this conflict expands, the consequences could reshape the entire Middle East and possibly the global economy. The real question isn't just who wins militarily, it's who pays the long-term price. If you want to understand the deeper geopolitical history behind Iran, Israel, and the United States, and how decades of tension led to this moment, because in geopolitics, the present only makes sense when you understand the past. This is The Economic Historian, and I'll see you in the next one.